Hello Reformers and welcome back to A Clash of Kings. Now, when we left off, we had just taken Fyhrr from the Westerlands? Or the Reach? I don't even know now, but the Reach are currently attacking us. And I'm not particularly happy about that because they do have some pretty decent numbered armies, I guess you could say, because they have quite a few units to throw at us and, well, we're outnumbered pretty badly, but we're going to be fighting them on the fields of battle this time, because I'm quite frankly sick of siege defenses, to be honest. I would love to be able to take apart an opponent's units on the fields of battle. I think that would be much more enjoyable, at least right now, because otherwise we're just going to stand there, you know, just stand there on the battlements and just go, oh yes, let me just go overhead, overhead, overhead. And that's basically our name now, isn't it? Mr. Overhead. That's what we're doing. But yeah, thankfully we do sort of have an alternative, which is to do this field battle. And then after this, I think it'd probably be a pretty decent idea of taking a look at the map. Probably a decent idea to go aft 2? Yes, yeah, oh well. Anyway, point is, after this, we'll probably go to Antlers, because I think that is probably going to be the, well, I think it is a siege tower, so that's going to be obviously a bit of a pain, but apart from that, obviously, it is most likely the lightest defended in the area. It is further away from King's Landing than anything else, which basically means less chance of reinforcements. It is pretty close to Duskendale, so obviously that's a bit of a problem, but who knows? Maybe we'll change our target if we decide that, you know, the siege tower is a little bit too risky, or if a Westerlands vassal turns up and says, "Halt! You there, criminal scum!" and so on and so forth. You know, they might try to do that, who knows. Anyway, we have 5 archers, so I'm not going to be taking very much, you know, advantage of those guys, but I'm just going to be charging everyone else in, because we do have some trees here, which will hopefully, what is this? The enemies just have so many cavalry. What's going on? What is going on with that is just insane. Ludicrous amounts of cavalry. I don't even know what's going on here, to be honest. I mean, you would expect them to have, you know, a decent amount, but this is just crazy. Oh well, there you go. I've killed his horse at least. There we go. Yes, you have to deal with me now, Heavy Reachman Knight. And then one of your friends tried to get his own back on me, but that's not going to work out, is it? Whoa, that guy was hitting me with his fist. How dare you? I'm not in the mood for fisting today, thank you. Okay, instead I'm going to show you the... well, I was going to say the cut of my jib, but that does actually not go here, so I'm just going to say the sharpness of my thrusts. Yes, there we go, the forcefulness of my thrusts. Let's go with that, shall we? That sounds like a good idea to me. Anyway, let's... okay, wait. Let's be a little bit careful here, because this is another knight. Oh, never mind. It's actually Lord Alistair himself. Alright, are we actually losing this? If we're losing this, I'm going to be a bit disappointed, because I've actually been doing a pretty decent job. Or at least I think I've been doing a decent job. Maybe I'm not actually doing very well. That also kind of made... yeah, okay, we're going to retreat here, apparently. That is so sad. Very, very sad indeed. I really didn't want to have to do a siege defense, but you saw, they just have so many knights. And I don't even know why that is. It's probably because of the campaign AI at the moment. The campaign AI is making it so that most of the vassals are going to have much better units in general. Actually, why don't I have my cavalry at the front here? Why do I have all of my infantry without shields at the front? Because these guys have shields and they have mounts. So technically, I could win this just by equipping those guys, or well, should we say, putting those guys at the top of our army. That is probably going to give us the greatest chance of survival here. But now they've entered into the siege battle while I was rejuvenating, so I suppose we just have to stick with this. Yes, okay, well, I guess it doesn't matter too much. I'm not going to show you all of the siege because, frankly, I'd like to get on to do another siege offense or maybe another field battle, because I actually had a lot of fun in that field battle, and it would be pretty cool if we could maybe experience another one of those pretty soon, because otherwise we're just going to get stuck in the perpetual loop of siege offense, siege defense, and so on and so forth, which I don't really mind at the most, for the most part, but most of the time I'd like a little bit of variation sometimes. Unfortunately, that's how it goes when you're playing Warband in general. It doesn't really matter what mod you're playing, unless you're playing something very, very heavily story-based. If you're playing something heavily story-based, then things are a little bit different, or maybe if you have a huge amount of features, but in general, at one point or another, I'm sure you've all experienced this. If you are, a big fan of the game and you've played it yourself, then I'm sure you've all experienced it, where you come to a point in a particular playthrough and you're just like, okay, so I've basically just got sieges left, and that's pretty much it. Obviously, the difficulty does vary, and, it really depends on if you have, unique siege layouts and things like that, because obviously Clash of Kings does have some pretty fiendish siege layouts. I don't really want to mention the ones in Essos at the moment, because, quite frankly, the Essos ones are, well, very frustrating, and yes, I realize that I've said quite frankly many times now, so let's just jot it down to being my phrase of the day or whatever. Yes, that usually seems to happen, doesn't it? Yes, usually does. I guess that's just what happens. When you've spoken about a particular subject enough, you're bound to use the same sort of phrase every now and again. Anyway, point is, it would be kind of cool if we could maybe target one of the fiefs in this mod that has a pretty unique layout. And what I'm thinking of is the Iron Islands at the moment. I'm feeling like the Iron Islands are really, really cool in terms of their siege layouts, and I would be pretty happy to go over there and see if we could sort of expand our territory, but you know how it is. These guys, these Iron Islanders, they are going to be really, really powerful at the moment, and I don't know whether we'll be able to match that power, so who knows, but I'm very interested to find out whether we might be able to sort of expand ourselves there. I mean, it would be kind of nice to have an additional sort of area for Dragonstone to be in and to exist in, because at the moment we've just got this one area, and that's absolutely fine, but I think it would maybe add a little bit of dynamicism. Dynamicism, that's not a word, is it? No. Anyway, it would add a little bit of a dynamic nature to the flow of the game, because then we'd be at war against more than just the sort of like static war that generally happens at the moment. So maybe us causing war against another faction might be pretty fun. Anyway, seems like we have another 33 to go. I'll see you after they've all... Okay, well, never mind. Seems like we have another 78 to go, so I'll see you after we've eliminated those. We've already killed 129. Alright, so I've, well, as you can see, just jumped out of the keep because I am very eager to come out here and actually participate in a little bit of skirmish action, yes. Well, if the Raven Tree Archers will allow me to actually do that. Well, their backs are to our archers, and that is all that matters. Hopefully they will be able to pick them off a little bit. I mean, I don't really mind fighting these guys out here, but in general I don't really want to die from them, so... Come on, yep, there we go, get into range. There we are, yes, he was trying to stay at the longest range that he could so that I couldn't reach him. Ah, you get it? Reach him? Yeah, the Reachmanite halberdier person. Yes, there we go. Anyway, 26 renown is actually not really even that bad. It's just a siege defense, you know, a siege defense. Anyway, 101 enemies Elias was able to eliminate. Pretty good, pretty good. And we're going to take this guy prisoner. And Kingswood Outlaws. Kingswood Outlaws are actually pretty decent. So we're going to be using those. Going to take these peasants. And we can just level up a couple of these guys as well. That sounds good to me. We have 34 mounted sergeants. That is actually kind of nice. Anyway, let's just take this. We can sell all of that. And we're still at Hayford, obviously. Yes. Okay, so let's take a look at Antlers, shall we? But first, we do need to restore ourselves somewhat. Now, if it is a siege tower, which I think it pretty much is. Wow, they're offering a ransom already for the fellow that we just captured? I guess I'll accept it. Yeah, the ransoms, by the way, have been adding up really, really nicely. And if you are able to take numerous lords prisoner, and they are generally more expensive than your, you know, weekly wage. So, for example, I have 6,000 right now, but obviously beforehand, you know, I had about 5,100. So, yeah, you know, it's pretty good. Anyway, the point is that Stony Sept is now under siege. I'm not very happy with that. Yes. Again. It's under siege. Again. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly my point. Like, I don't really mind. I don't really mind going to defend it and everything, but I'm basically the only one doing anything, which I gotta say is a bit weird, because you would expect Dragonstone to sort of be like, oh yes, okay, so we'll turn up and help that fellow. Ah, Randall Tarley. Wait a minute, isn't he the fellow that has a Valyrian sword? That if you capture him, then you're able to speak to him and then gain a sword. Wow. Okay, why is TYWIN right on me? Wow, that was... Okay, that was kind of risky, actually. It seems like TYWIN is attempting to take this. Look, there's Hugh Granderson. Seems like all the vassals in Dragonstone are pretty meek. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. I really don't want to do another siege defense. I mean, we've done... I don't know, I think in the past, I don't know, 5-6 episodes, we've done basically on average, about 1 or 2 siege defenses in every single one of those, apart from maybe one where we went on that pretty enjoyable siege spree, and now we have Storm's End coming under siege. Now, just let me tell you, if these things get taken, I'll take those back, no problem at all. It's just I don't really want to show you all these siege defenses all the time. I feel like that is not very enjoyable, so... Let's try and build a siege tower here and see if we can... Oh no, I'm absolutely awful at this. Okay, yes, and see if we can maybe try and take this. You're in the mood for some exercise, chatting with one of your courtiers who decide to go hunting. Assembling the courtiers, ladies and young men of your court, you head into the woods to hunt the great white stag, rumored to live there. Riding your horse through the wood, you finally spot the white stag and decide to take a shot with your bow. You missed, and the stag got away. I really don't think that charging it with your spear would do much. Call off the hunt? Should I have just called it off? That wouldn't have really made sense. Yeah, well, never mind. Don't really know what to do about that, but maybe it will come up again at some point. I mean, I haven't looked at the wiki, by the way. I don't look at the wiki about these events because I kind of feel it would be more fun to, you know, experience them firsthand. Obviously, it's not really that much fun if it's one of those that makes you lose a huge amount of stats. But obviously, that's just, yeah, it's just how the mod is. And, yeah, I usually take it all with a grain of salt here and there. So if something does tend to... Oh, no. You decide to eat them. No! They're plain and brown. They're plain and brown. They're just regular mushrooms. You've lost 1 strength and 1 agility. Oh. Oh, my. Right, so at least we have a field battle on our hands here. It is, however, against Mr. Tylooz, and I'm not a big fan of his, obviously, because of previous versions. You know, if you don't know, you know, what happened with him and us back then, well, let me enlighten you a little bit. Basically, we took Crow's Nest, which is, I believe, at the time a Stormlands fief, or was it a Stormlands fief? I think we were... I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure of the chronology or who owned it or anything, but we took it from someone. And basically, TYWIN turned up. He had about 300, 300 or so units, maybe 350 or something like that. And we had a pretty small force. And I actually think he may have had more than that. Maybe he had more than that. Oh well, never mind. Don't really know about the specifics too much nowadays, because I think it was, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago that I played that. Anyway. Point is, he lost, And forever after, we were known as the Reaper of Crow's Nests, because he turned up twice in a row. Yes, he turned up twice in a row to try and take it. And we eliminated him both times. And he's now known as TYWIN, or he was known as TYWIN back then. So who knows whether he has decided to be a little bit more mindful of his tactics, perhaps. Let's just see whether that is indeed the case. So, I'm going to move my cavalry over here. We do have 33 of them after all. Unfortunately, the battle advantage is pretty bad for us. But let's just see what we're able to do here. Maybe we'll be able to do something cool. All right, so shall we try a? Yeah, I was gonna do a shield wall, but that's basically pointless. So I guess ranks. Is ranks actually gonna make any difference to our infantry here? I mean, our archers are certainly not gonna do much. Okay, can we tell our people to charge in now? Oh, this might be actually pretty good. This might be pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna try and oh my, yes, I'm gonna try outrange these guys if I can. Yes, there we go. Okay, tell my... Ooh, my infantry has just gotten absolutely swarmed. Absolutely swarmed. Okay, this is not good. Not good at all. Take that. If I can take them off their horses, then they have a much lower chance of being deadly. Is that true? I think it is, because, you know, they have less speed bonus, and they're, you know, less likely to be able to trample upon people, and it makes it a lot easier to eliminate them, as you can see. So, I think that's the way to go. For the most part. Let's see if I can do a little bit more. Yes. Okay, come on now. Come on. Yeah, jump and slash. Ah. I really thought that would work. Ooh, we got him for 48 damage though. That's pretty nice. Okay. Yeah. Well, that was it, basically. Yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yes, we got another one. Nice. We are killing them very, very nicely here. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I thought he was one of them. Yes. Okay, Elias gets confused easily. Don't blame him. Yes. Okay, well, anyway, let's... yeah, there we go. Let's help that guy. Wow, yeah, they're pretty easy to kill when they're off their horses, right? Yeah, seems like that. Alright, so otherwise, it seems like everything is going pretty nicely. And, I suppose what we're going to do is allow the routing units to leave, and then we will concentrate our efforts on the new reinforcements. We've already eliminated 62, and we've lost 8. We have about 140 or so? Maybe 130 now, dependent on how many we lost in the previous bouts. But anyway, we should have enough to eliminate his entire army. And then he will be TYWIN once more. Or at least I hope so. Anyway, let's see if we can move these guys up here, and I think I'm just going to tell them to charge in, really, because most of these guys are not in formation. They're all stragglers just running around, not really knowing what they're doing, so hopefully that is going to sway the battle in our favor. Even the Lannisport spearmen are not really doing very much, and Martin and Gurnier are getting in there and doing a lot of damage in the meantime, so I'm very happy to see that. Okay, come on, yes, a little bit of extra damage. Yeah. Their shields are pretty good. Their shields are pretty good, but, you know, I'm not really using a weapon that is particularly good at destroying them, so I suppose that's a... not really anything to complain about, I suppose. Not bad. Alright, so yeah, we're almost there. I mean, we've eliminated 91. Yeah, almost there. I say that with... I don't even know, because they just really do have quite a few more for us to take out. Anyway, let's see if I can just... Yep, there we go, there we go. Nice. Alright. Oh, wow, we're really close. Okay, we are really, really close to their main spawn area. And I suppose that's just going to make it easier for us, right? Because we don't really need to worry about them then. We can just stand on their spawn area and kill them all. I mean, they don't seem to pose too much of a threat. And as soon as I say that, an elite man-at-arms of theirs was able to kill one of our mounted units. Of course. That always happens. So, yes, the power of speech. The power of speech is upon them, and they are very much listening. Which is not great. Not great for us. Stab him. Ah, well, never mind. Not gonna stab him. But I did do a lot of damage to him, so I suppose that's gonna help. How did he parry that? That was crazy. There's no way that he could parry that. There must have been something else going on there. Maybe someone from behind me decided to stand there so I couldn't fully swing my sword. Well, the ratio has grown even further here, but we are now starting to lose a bunch of our sergeants, which I have to say is not great, because they do take quite a while to level up. So maybe if we can try and reduce the amount of casualties we're receiving by, I don't know, maybe sacrificing ourselves a little bit. I mean, where are all my companions? Gurnir is in here, as you can see. Gurnir is doing a lot of damage. He's gotten, I think, 3 kills so far. I mean, okay. So let's just take bets on how many kills do you think I've gotten. I think, I think we've done reasonably well. And how many kills do you think Gurnir has gotten? Because I'm pretty sure he's done okay. I mean, I've seen him get a couple, but I could be, I don't know, I could be just hyping him up a little bit too much, perhaps. I mean, maybe that's what's going on here. Because I've seen, oh, no, look at that, he is killing so many, where is he? Look at that. Is this him? No, that's not him. There he is, Gurnir. Whoa, okay, he killed just 4 right there. 4 in quick succession. So if we add that to the 3 or 4 he had before, he's got about 8, maybe 9 kills. I mean, that's obviously just me estimating here and approximating, but, well, I hope he gets many more, to be honest. Alan's doing pretty well as well, so maybe he's going to be in the conversation for MVP of the match. Haha, yes. No, well, it's unlikely. It's unlikely that he is going to be, because if Gurnir continues to get kills, then there's really nothing Alan can do. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but yep, they're starting to just throw in their peasants now, so it seems like that will be it. Gurnir could very well deal so much damage. I mean, look at him, he's continuing to deal massive damage. Alan has been eliminated, so he is out of the running for MVP here, and Gurnir, as you can see, is covered in the enemy's blood, and he's actually doing really well, considering he has a two-handed sword, which is pretty, I would say, kind of hard to handle considering you don't have a shield or anything. Obviously, one of our previous iterations of Elias was a two-handed user, if you can believe it. So yeah, if you want to see that, the series is right there. It's in a playlist somewhere on the channel, so you know, I'm sure you can find it. Anyway, point is, yeah, that was pretty cool. That was also the one where I think we allied ourselves with the Targaryens, as far as I remember, so that's nice. There you go. We gained 26 renown. Very nice. We did lose 8 sergeants, so I suppose that is a bit of a difficulty. Oh, we eliminated all 300? I actually thought that we didn't. Anyway, Gurnir, 19 kills. Martin was right behind him with 18, and then the rest of them were a little bit lower than that. But Fenner was actually getting in there as well, doing a little bit of damage, and we killed 47. Very nice. Alright, so I'm actually just going to tell these guys to go in here, eliminate the last of them. Oh my, I'm able to take him prisoner. I'm gonna do that, thank you very much. That sounds good to me. Alright. Let's just take as much loot as we can get, I guess. And there you go, Martin has advanced in level. And we have 180 to kill here. They have a huge amount of longbowmen, so might be a bit difficult. Anyway, we'll see you in the next episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.